Episode 2, Slap on the Wrist. Some time later. I've been sitting in the chair for hours. Or at least it feels like hours. I'm cold, my body aches because I can't move, my throat is dry, I'm thirsty, and I need to pee. I try shifting to ease my muscles, but all it does is pull at my shoulders, because I'm handcuffed to the chair behind me. Hey, hello? The bag over my head is rough, dark, smells faintly like laundry detergent. I shouldn't be relieved that the bag's been washed recently, but I am. Maybe my kidnappers have their shit together. On the twisted path, your reasoning has changed your story. Or maybe not. What kind of twisted Fs would think to do laundry before kidnapping me? Hey you. Mother effers, you let me out of here. What if they want to torture me? Go for yourself. Footsteps approach. I have to be clever with words. How the sounds echo in the cavernous space, I understand I'm being held somewhere large and empty. I shiver as the bag is removed from my head. The sterile light shooting down at me is bright, blinding white. I blink and shiver, nauseated with terror. I'm Special Agent Tiana Brown. This is my colleague, Special Agent George Allen. Please, it's our first names, Janie. We're all friends here. Friends? Who's your brother's dealer? What? Janie, we know he's a victim here, not a criminal. I don't know. Carter always protected me from stuff like that. I never even smoked. Honey, please. I know you want to protect Carter. You must know. The sooner you tell us, the sooner you can leave. Mock them, cry, negotiate. Mock them. Oh yeah, so you go through the trouble of abducting someone who just to let them go? Because we're all friends here. And I'm no one's honey, sweetheart. The two of them watch me thoughtfully. You guys want to tell me what's actually going on? In the back of my mind, I know Tiana is playing the good cop, while George is the bad cop. It's simple, Janie. Your brother has been arrested for possession. We can push for him to be tried as a juvenile and let out on bail. Or he could be tried as an adult. It's not his first offense, and he's had a lot of drugs on him. A felony's worth. What are you saying? If you help us, your brother will be at home with your grandma by the end of the day. So it's morning. What do you want from me? Talk to your brother. Keep your eyes open, of course. From what we can tell, these drugs are coming from Kearney. Oh, and I'm their way in. Not like they can get away with blackmailing some rich prime minister's kid. I have a hard time believing that Kearney is home to organized crime. We know there's a connection. The children of the world's wealthiest men attend Kearney, and if you believe they're ignorant of their parents' dealings, you'd be wrong. They're at Kearney because they're being groomed to take over the family business. I stare down at my feet, thinking, working as their informant sounds dangerous, but then I remember my brother. When Carter was little, he used to climb into my bed after he'd got a nightmare. I pretended I hated it, but really, when the wind was howling, I found warmth. His warmth, the comfort. I'd whisper to him, I'll always protect you, and then fall asleep to the sound of his soft breath. There's only one choice. Agree to work for him. I'll do it, but my brother's out. Tonight. Rosewood Club has been implicated. The frat? I look between them and then shrug helplessly. What can I do to help you with a fraternity? We'll get to that later, George. steps forward and uncuffs me. I want to kick him in the shins, but instead I just roll my shoulders and stretch out of my hands. I rub my wrists and look up at him. He hands me a burner phone. So, to get started, first, before you brief me or whatever, I really need to pee. I don't understand. I thought your scholarship didn't cover room and board. They, made a mistake. I feel bad for lying to Ray. I've never kept a secret from them, but it's for the best. And they found you a room now? Yep. And you're just moving out just like that? I'll keep on paying my half of the rent. Oh. Okay. Ray looks at our bunk bed, their shoulders slump. Well, I guess it'll be good for you to live on campus, and I'll get the studio to myself. I was looking forward to rooming with you, though. Oh, I'll be over here so often you'll think I do live here. You'll have to kick me out to get rid of me. Nah, there'll always be a bunk for you here, though. Alright, I gotta go pick up my key. Luggage. Go downstairs to catch your ride. You have some unofficial friends, Miss Monroe. Don't I know it? Your scholarship has been increased to cover your room and board. I've taken the liberty of signing you up for our most generous meal plan. Cafeteria food. Delicious. He hands me a packet. I stare down at the first page. It has my revised financial aid breakdown on it. I look back up at him. I don't understand. The additional sum is to cover living expenses. If you go to the student business office, you'll be able to withdraw it from your student account. They're giving me an allowance? No, it's an honorarium. So this is how much they think I'm worth. It's more than I've ever earned, or anyone in my family's ever earned, but it doesn't seem like enough to pay for betrayal. I flip through the packet and look up at him, surprised my room assignment. They were very insistent. We don't normally house women at Rosewood Club, but you'll be in a single, and all the rooms have private bathrooms. It'll be nice, a refreshment. I don't know how they knew that the graduate student would drop out, but I suppose they have their sources. Keys. It's huge, private, elegant. Looks like millionaires live here. But then, I guess they do. I never thought I'd live in a house like this. Never even thought I'd go to a party in a house like this. I assumed that I'd spend my time at Kearney in the library, not hanging out with a bunch of frat boys trying to find out their secrets. I see a familiar figure outside a Rosewood house. It's Chloe, and she appears to be peeking in the ground floor windows. Chloe, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. It looks like you were spying. No, of course not. She looks to the side and wrings her hands nervously. What are you doing here? My financial aid office promised me a room, but there's been a mix-up. Isn't this a frat? I'm lying, of course. I know it's a frat. Her attention snaps to me. I imagine you'll get to know Rosewood Club members quite well. You'll have to tell me about them. Sure, why? I'm curious about them. They're an interesting group, very secretive. Without saying goodbye, she turns and leaves. I feel puzzled and confused by her abrupt departure. What was she doing here? Really? With some trepidation, I approach the door. And that's how I ended up here. At Rosewood Club now. A girl living in a frat. Once my luggage is on the landing upstairs, I have my choice of rooms. You will have a chance to select decor for your room. Yay. An amazing white, bland room. Ooh. Okay, I like this one. All the windows. Oh. Tower room. Balcony room. Single room. I'm gonna go with balcony. I get a little pool, a chair, and a bed. The decor priced in diamonds will add 2 to a path. Which path? Ah, we're selecting our decor now for the room. Okay. This one's tough. Wow, there's books strewn everywhere. Okay. We get Shabby Chic Boho, Mid-Century Modern, Dark Academia, or East Oak. That one's a little brighter. That one's alright. Dark Academia. What is up with all the books all over the place? You'd think the curtains would be black or like... whatever, fine. Shabby Chic Boho. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, actually. I normally would do a Dark Academia, but the books all over the place make no sense. If I finish hanging my clothes in the closet, I notice a worn area on the floor near the back corner, that it's pretty dark back there. Surely Kearney doesn't have rats. Feeling silly, I kneel down and grope through the dark. My fingers snag on an edge. The boards seem loose. It is more give than the other boards. Is it broken? I scowl at it, wondering if I'll need to report it to maintenance on the first day. I hope not. I don't want to seem like a whiner. I push up the board experimentally, and on the edge it pops up like a seesaw. I push harder and then lift the board free. It's a secret cubbyhole. A hiding place. That's a brick of... Charlie Sheen would be proud. It's Coke. Or at least what I assume. Or it looks a lot like it does in the movies. It's not what I would expect to see in an average college student's dorm room. It's not a small baggie like something you could bring to parties. It's big. Everyone on campus could probably get high and there'd be some to spare. What is this, like a kilo? I need to text George and Tiana, because they were right about Rosewood House. I take a photo of it, and then send it to them. Leave it where it is. Leave it there. Okay, got it. So, you just want me to live with a bunch of, Coke under the floor? It seems kind of problematic. You reported it in a timely fashion. Now use it. Set a trap. How? Wait until someone tries to take it. Then you'll have a lead. What am I supposed to do? Sit on my floor and watch the floorboards? Well, we'll get you a nanny cam. Is Carter out? Working on it. Oh, that wasn't part of the deal. What will I even do if I catch someone? Report them immediately? I guess. And then another thought occurs to me. George and Tiana's names are in the burner phone's contacts. You'd think they'd want to keep their real names hidden. So maybe George and Tiana are fake names they gave me for this operation. And if they're lying to me about their names, what other lies have they told me? I frown, set the thought aside for future consideration. I need to text Gran, too. I think Carter will be let out today. Oh, thank thank goodness. I'll be ready to go get him. Ow. I made some calls. Text me when he's home. I will. I set my phone aside with a sign. So this is my life now. Crazy. I replace the floorboard and then stand. I roll my shoulders to release the tension and then shake my head at the futility of it. What with being abducted, spending the night, and early morning in an abandoned warehouse, I'm wiped. I glance at the bed, but the idea of sleep doesn't appeal. I feel sick with fear and anxiety, and... when was the last time I ate? I check the time, almost dinner, and decide to try out my new meal plan. Get rooted in local. Tuesday, September 26th. Buffet style. I stand in a line next to several people I recognize from orientation. I'm Lillian. You're a freshman too, right? Yes, I am. Is it that obvious? I remember you from orientation. She smiles, and I can't tell if it's flirtatious or not. Are they serving breakfast? Kearney tradition, move-in day. I peer the breakfast foods: eggs, bacon, sausage, ham, vegan sausage, clippers, fruit salad, toast, 10 types of cereal, granola, milk, OJ. So pretty much everything you can imagine for breakfast. So many breakfast foods. It's kippers for me. Chloe, ahead of me in line, loads up her cereal bowl. She mixes and matches so that her bowl's a riot of sugary, childish colors. Then pours milk in so that the cereal bumps up against the bowl's edges. She turns, accidentally bumping her shoulder into Lillian's. The cereal bowl pulls its contents onto Lillian. Lillian, dazed, is soaked with milk. Cereal swims in a puddle at her feet. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need to go get changed. Dab off Lillian, help clean the floor. I'm gonna help Chloe. I feel so sorry for Chloe, who's kneeling in the milk on the floor, trying to clean it up. I run over to the kitchen staff. They hand me a tattered but clean white rag to sop up the milk. Chloe shoots me a grateful smile. Lillian has already left to change, and an embarrassed flush sits warmly on Chloe's cheeks. I didn't mean to. She must be so mad at me. It was an accident. She'll get over it. Is everyone looking at me? Yeah, let's get out of here. We finish cleaning up. I grab some granola bars and we leave the cafeteria quietly to avoid stares. Do you want to go to the club fair? Mouthful of sweet blueberry and oat granola bar, I nod. Chloe and I head back to her dorm so she can change, and then we walk towards the club fair together. It's also weird we pick the bi token, and we only are allowed to pick female options. Just saying. I appreciate what you did for me. I know that you didn't have to. It was nice. I looked at her, surprised by her words, and then shrugged. I couldn't stand there and watch you clean it up. Maybe you could have. You seem like a good person. Not everyone is, you know. She looks pensively, suddenly, and then sighs. Sometimes you think you know somebody and you know them your whole life, and they turn out to be a different person than you thought they were. I can't say that experience has ever happened to me, so I listen to her. She can't make eye contact, but I can tell she's fully engaged in the conversation. Have you ever done something you regret? You mean recently? Yeah. No. I never let myself do anything that I could regret, if that makes sense. I always did the right thing, you know? What people expected me or wanted me to do, even if I had to bend over backwards to do it. It seemed less risky. Like, if I was doing it for them and I made a mistake, it wouldn't be my fault. That makes sense to me. I have to live with myself. Unsure of what she means by that, I turn towards her. She offers me a brief flash of contact that sends a spark right through me. Her smile's warm, poignant, so very sweet it cuts me to the core. It's suddenly so hard to think, to breathe. I don't know if it's sleep deprivation, magic hours, autumn sunlight, or the fact that I recently was abducted and agreed to become an informant for the FBI, but choosing an extracurricular activity seems weirdly surreal and mundane. Hey, do you have any idea what club you want to join? It looks like it's not just clubs here. Yep, the frats and sororities also have booths. Some professional organizations have chapters here too. I'm doubling up for student government and the newspaper. I'll volunteer for... student government, why not? Do you like politics? It's interesting. The student government is the training ground for future politicians, and all politicians are inherently corrupt. I like you. Discomfited, I shrug at her. What is this, Animal Farm? Chloe looks away and sighs. My father, never mind. Let's keep looking around. I walk around feeling dazzled by the golden late afternoon sunlight and the plethora of choices. Choices that aren't options for me. What the FBI pays me is nothing compared to what some Kearney students can spend. The Equestrian Club has a $2,000 join-up fee. Fencing expects you to provide your own equipment, as do Hapkido, Jiu-Jitsu, and Kendo. Those don't have much equipment requirement, though. Golfing expects you to pay out of pocket for all international travel, so do all the sports, soccer, basketball, volleyball, cross-country, skiing. International travel will burn through my honorarium real fast. LARPing, cosplay, and other nerd clubs are by far the most affordable. Do they have any gaming clubs? My phone chimes and I glance at it. Ooh. He's home. Safe and sound. Okay, thank you. How is Kearney? Amazing. Overwhelmed. Okay, I expect a phone call soon. Tell me everything. I stare at the message for a long time, feeling warm, fuzzy with relief. All I've done, it had a purpose. Carter's okay. I text her a thumbs up and tuck my phone away. I sigh, dizzy with tiredness, as if the events of the last few days have hit me as hard and suddenly as a semi-truck going 60. Everything okay? Yeah, just tired. I think I'm gonna go take a nap. She smiles at me and we promise to see each other later. I trudge up the stairs to my room and pause. My door is cracked open. I know I locked it. Grant exits my room. He starts when he sees me, and guilt flashes over his features, too obvious and then too quickly hidden to be faked. I saw your door open, so I went in to close it and lock it. You should have thought of a better excuse. It's not... Never mind. Rosewood Club is celebrating its initiation night. Initiation is secret, but we invite people to the after party. If you want to come, it'll be downstairs in the basement, probably starting in around 11. I'll think about it. He nods and looks like he wants to say something, but then he shakes his head and moves off. Tired as I am, I check beneath the floorboards. It's gone. The Coke's gone. I stare down at the empty nook of the floorboards, despair welling up in my heart. I've already failed as an FBI informant, letting my first lead get away from me like this. Did Grant take it? I suspect him, but I don't know. Why else would he have been in my room? It's too much of a coincidence, but you know what they say. Innocent until proven guilty. I should tell the FBI. problem is, like, unless they're gonna show it on his person, right? Like a bulk under his jacket or whatnot. We don't know. We don't know if he had it on him, so... Only about it, the missing. Knowledge is power. I need to keep some of my suspicions to myself. Quickly, I text the FBI agents with an update. I told them about only that it was stolen, then I collapse onto my bed. Sleep takes me like a storm. When I wake up around 10:30 p.m., I feel much better, and I'm starving. I'll look at my real phone before checking the burner one. He's not in his room. Carter? He snuck out. He'll come home soon. I don't know where he is. He isn't answering. He'll turn up. He always does. I hope so. Jesus, protect him. He hasn't been out of jail one night, and I put my phone away, frustrated and saddened. Poor Graham. Downstairs, I can hear the boys getting ready for the party. They're testing their sound system. Since I don't have any snacks in my room, the dining halls are closed, and I don't know what other options are on campus yet, I decided to take up Grant on his invitation. Maybe there'll be potato chips there. Plus, now that I've lost my first lead, I've got to dig up a new one. The party seems like a good opportunity to talk with all the boys in the frat and learn who's an organized crime lord in training. And this is my life now. I start opening my closet doors and try to figure out what I'll wear to my first frat party in college. Sophisticated and slinky party dress, ruffled cocktail dress and princess. It's also black. Corset chained mini dress, twisted. I accept. Wait, I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Wait, there it goes. It was blending in with her leg, don't at me. We can change our hair now. Double bun twisted. God, that's expensive. We'll do black and white twisted. I like it. Oh my god, really? Bare face. Classic. That is very red. In the story, makeup will add one to a path. Goth. Listen, I have a thing. Don't at me. Okay, so bare, fine. Classic, a red lipstick is very vibrant. However, goth. 44 diamonds, though. Great, all done. Now to check the burner. What do you mean, gone? I should have wired her room and put up cams. Agreed. Please requisition them. Consider it done. You'll receive a package soon. You'll have to sign for it. Guess it was only coke back to chasing the dragon. Very funny. Tell us when you find a lead. Keep in mind we're after the opiates. I know. Please report to us daily. I will. Why do I feel these guys are a little sussy? I tucked the burner phone away in my pocket, thanking my earlier self for buying dresses with pockets. On my regular phone, Ray has texted me a picture of their feet on a coffee table. A cup of hot chocolate is near their stripy wool-socked toes, and a horror movie is playing on their laptop. I text back jelly, and then look at Grand's message brooding over Carter's disappearance. No more procrastinating. Time to attend my first college party. I never went to high school parties, so having my first party ever be a frat seems like a diving into the deep end. Nervous, I head downstairs. The party isn't in full swing yet, but most people will probably arrive fashionably late around midnight. But it's getting there. You're on Twisted Path. Your reasoning has changed your impressions. The lighting illuminates the bodies on the dance floor, and the way they writhe separately to the heavy beat, each dancing in their own world. The heady smell of sweat and potential hangs in the darkness. Lured, I step out on the dance floor into the thrust and writhe of bodies. In the back, some interesting furniture attracts my attention. That looks familiar. Like what I saw in the center Ray brought me to the other night. I wonder, will they use it? I hope so. Lillian is peeking over at the furniture in the corner. Her brother is tapping the paddle against his palm. I walked up to her because she's a familiar face. Another girl in a boys' club. She smiles at me. Her gaze seems meditative. If Tristan would just give that paddle up to someone else, I'd kneel on that bench. Someone bumps into me from behind. I turn, startled. It's Chloe. Looking unlike herself, her huge designer sunglasses obscure most of her face. Shh, I wasn't invited. I'm not supposed to be here. You look very floral. Janie. I have never gone to a party. What do I do? Get paddled by Tristan, wield the paddle on Lillian, ask for a cocktail from Grant, keep Chloe's secret, and rat out Chloe. Get paddled by Tristan, why not? I ignore Chloe and move over to the bench. In the time that it takes me to weave from one side of the room to the other, Tristan has begun to work on someone else. He's using a wooden paddle to lightly smack a young woman who's kneeling on special furniture. Her reddened bottom is raised in the air, her modesty preserved barely by a thong. I can't believe she's doing that in public. Yet I can't deny that I want him to do it to me. How are you doing? Do you think you can make it to 20, or will you ask for mercy? Oh, stop. You're going to leave marks. I won't. I have a modeling job in 2 days. I can't risk it. She stands up, wriggling her skirt back down her hips, and pouts at him. Tristan shrugs, and the assembled audience offers Sophie a few boos. She flips her hair over her shoulder. Like you can do better. I can try. Your relationship with Tristan intensifies. If you can make it to 20, you get a badge. A badge? It doesn't do anything. We give out badges every year like this Rosewood tradition. I nod at him. Determined to do better than Sophie, I kneel on the furniture. Ready? I nod and he leans over me to speak. It'll only be a light spanking. Nothing dangerous. If you want me to stop, call out red. Or stop, and I'll end it right away. Got it. As he slowly slides my skirt up, his fingertips caressing me, I shiver with sudden need. I tingle in places I've never let anyone touch before. He arranges my skirt up around my hips. My flesh is revealed to everyone. I burn with humiliation. A humiliation I somehow enjoy. A humiliation I know I've always known that I deserve. Maybe I pretend to be so good because I know I'm bad at heart. He leans over, the warmth of his body brushing mine, covering mine, and the fact that he's the one doing this to me isn't lost on me. Remember, this is only a light spanking. I won't go further than that, even if you beg. I understand. The crowd around me has quieted, though I can still hear the sounds of the party. They feel distant compared to the roar inside my body. The first blow brings a release that shoots through my body. I breathe in hard, startled by the sensation. You alright? Oh, yeah. Good. Then he starts in earnest. The taps are light, but stinging. I imagine that he's punishing me. He knows that as good as I've always been. I'm bad at heart. I deserve this. He knows it. He knows me. As the sting builds into heat, I notice that I'm growing more aroused by this, more than I ever have been before. I hang my head with further shame, fearing that everyone will see it. The warmth has moved right through me, filled me. The sensation is so intense that the knowledge that everyone is watching so overwhelming that I can't think of anything except that what is happening in that moment. My mind is clear of the fear I've felt over the last day, and the anxiety I feel about the future. All my attention is trained on the whoosh and smack of the paddle. The last few swats are brisk, harder, and I try to turn my moan into a gasp. I have to admit, even if it's only to myself, I'd say yes if he asked. Right here, right now, inexperience and all, I'd say yes. It feels so good that all I want is more. I stand up, stretch, letting my skirt fall down to cover me. Languidness overcomes my limbs, a deep and heavy relaxation that I'm unfamiliar with. But it feels good. Great, in fact. The hair-raising events of the past few days, I feel at home in my skin. Miss Monroe, may I present you with your badge? I accept it to hoots and cheers for an encore. That I've done really sinks in. I feel my face burning. I bury my face in my hands and Tristan laughs, but it's a soft and not unkind. Don't worry, they all think you did it for the badge. This happens every year. He rests a reassuring hand on my shoulder. I look up at him and nod, uncertainly. I've never done anything like that before. I never would have guessed. You were magnificent. Janie, how disappointing. I thought this party had standards. Oh, go fur yourself. Oh, seriously. I hate this chick. Sophie's eyes narrow. She pouts and visibly decides to change her tactics. Tristan, kiss me. She runs her hands down her flanks and taps her hip with an alluring challenge that even I have to admire. Why are you doing this, Sophie? I wanted to show you what you've been missing. You should have never been... I should have never spanked you. Not today, not with Grant. He forgave you, but not me. It seems like I've earned some punishment. That's because I believed you when you said... Uh-oh. There's some drama there. It's not your party. But it is my house. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave, Sophie. She pouts and stomps out the door. I breathe a sigh of relief. I smile at James, but he only offers me a curt nod and responds. What a piece of work. With all the dancing bodies and the claustrophobic basement, I'm beginning to feel overwhelmed and overheated. Lillian, Chloe, Grant, Tristan. So there is 2 male options. Okay. Or alone. Something tells me we're gonna get a lot of time with the other guys anyway. Let's do Chloe for, why not? We already got some time with, Tristan. I find Chloe. It's too loud to talk, so I point at the door. She nods, still in those ridiculous sunglasses. We head up the stairs and outdoors, where it's much cooler. Chloe sits down on the stone retaining wall. She has some unusual body language, and I like it. I like her gaze, distant, perpetually thoughtful, and her lips look soft. Janie, stop it. You're trying to do a job here. I sit beside her, shivering, but also enjoying how the fresh air tastes like brown leaves and rain. 2 freshmen walk past, both loudly talking about how they miss their mothers. Chloe turns to me, and dread sinks into my stomach, deep and hard, then butterflies up in my throat. She's going to ask me about my parents. I never know what to say when people ask me about my parents. I know what you mean. Are your parents still around? Oh yes, but I'm not around them. There's a difference. Mine aren't. She simply nods, which I find refreshing. She doesn't withdraw in panic condolences, treat me like a freak, apologize, or ask me how it happened. She accepts me. How did you end up rooming in Rosewood House? Rosewood, wow. It was a mess-up. Computer error. Kearney doesn't make mistakes like that. Will you invite me over? Her disbelief in my lie takes me aback, especially as she doesn't ask for any real reason. She gives me an attentive glance. You want to come over to Rosewood House? I'm curious about the club. Is this for the student newspaper? No. Maybe. I smile at her tone and look at my hand. She's hiding something, but what? It's not like she stole it from my room, but why sneak in? What's she looking for? I hate this. How I have to doubt everyone, how I can't just look at her and wonder what it would like to be to kiss her. I'm going back to my dorm room. It's past my bedtime. Early to bed, early to rise, early bird catches the worm. Benjamin Franklin might be a Kearney alumnus, but he was also a sexist philanderer. I smile. Back in high school, I would have been made fun of for using a word like that. You think you're so smart. Janie's too good for us. She walks away without saying goodbye. It's not rude, she just forgot or didn't think of it. Wind whirls the leaves into tiny tornadoes. Two girls walk past wearing leather miniskirts and duct tape X's over their nips. It strikes me how hard this is going to be, to balance my classes and friendships with being an FBI informant. Women going to parties all the time. When will I get my homework done? I have to be able to prioritize my studies. I shake my head, feeling sick with nervousness. An unmarked white car swoops up to the curb, the lights flashing red and blue on its hood, dash bright in the darkness. Police pile out, surrounding the house. I freeze, but then I see the patches on the shoulders of their uniforms. Only campus police. Carlos, the dean of student life, is last to emerge from the unmarked vehicle. Miss Monroe, this doesn't bode well. I live here. That's true. Have you been drinking? No. Why don't I believe you? See, that doesn't happen again. You might have friends in high places, but you still need to follow the student conduct policy. Bro, I literally haven't been drinking. I understand, sir. Consider this a warning. Your slap on the wrist. The radios around me crackle with updates. The partygoers know they've been caught trying to make hasty exits out the back windows. They're running right into the breathalyzer crew. When the party busters van pack, Carlos gives me one last look before the van roars into the darkness. I sit alone, brooding about how everyone loaded into the van looked at me like I was a narc. Everybody who's grown up the way I know or have knows one fact. You never go to the cops. Soon everybody's going to be looking at me like that. There's a quiet rustle next to me, footsteps stirring the dry leaves. I snap towards the sound and peer into the darkness, my heart pounding. My hands are shaking. It feels like George and Tiana are going to abduct me all over again, and there's nothing I can do. Oh, hello, brother, who wandered over to my campus house magically. Janie. I thought you were with Gran. What happened? Are you okay? I need somewhere to stay that won't lead them back to Gran. Who did this to you? He looks down at his feet. In his expression, I can see the embarrassed little boy who once ate all my Easter candy. I might know someone who can help. George and Tiana. I pat my pocket, searching for the burner phone, but I come up empty-handed. Someone took it. Someone pickpocketed me. Lillian emerges from the dark housing, peering around as if to verify the police have gone. Oh shit, you! Then he turns and runs into the darkness. Oh, so he knows Lillian, I guess? Question mark? I'll go with 4. Because, you know, the whole, I wasn't drinking, but you're going to accuse me of it anyway, even though you didn't give me a breathalyzer. Anyway. 3 princess, 6 twisted, 1 foxy, and oh look, diamonds! Hold on. Alright, got my diamonds. Yay! Alright, so is episode 3 available? Let's find out by clicking the teacup. It is. So we won't jump into that right this second, but I wanted to make sure that it is available. To let you all know that I will get it up ASAP before we see what it says. Anyway, do stay tuned for that. Also, I am a part of their Facebook thing already. Thanks for asking. So without further ado, please, if you did enjoy, like, share, and subscribe. Head down description. Plenty of things to check out, ways to support, and whatnot. It'd be greatly appreciated. And yes, for a lot of you seem a little shocked, like, what? You cover this? Yes, I've been doing Romance Club literally since August of last year. And while I haven't been pumping out all the content, I have done over 50 episodes, right? Several books like Collie, and we've already started Astoria's Heart. We did Time Capture. We're going to be starting season 2 here. Arcanum, Love and Sin. Right now we're waiting for the finale to finally come in, which is going to be in June. So again, I was supposed to come in May, but there is a lot of, someone explained it to me that there's a lot of like branches and way things work and whatnot. So it kind of does take them a little bit longer, which is nice, right? It is nice that they are, things do make a difference. However, Seven Brothers is one of the reasons why I give him 4 out of 5 stars, is that choice of, no, I haven't been drinking. And he just looks at me and goes, no, like, bro, I literally haven't been drinking. We didn't even drink. I didn't even remember us drinking anything. Like, we talked, we danced, well, we did the spanky thing, but we didn't even dance. We had a chance to, but, so, we'll see. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.